It's likely not a well-known intention of mine, but it's always been my dream to add a wool farm to the LEGO Minecraft world. You know, a pen full of all sorts of multicolored sheep to shear for your next building project. Up to this point, I've strategically omitted sheep from the world. Well, mostly. 2 did appear in the shepherd's house in the desert village, but LEGO has made far more sheep over the years than just the white-wooled ones, and honestly, collecting all these sheep has been one of my favorite parts of LEGO Minecraft. So today, we're going to give all these little guys a proper home. Let's get to building. Today's module is a big one, a full proper Minecraft chunk. Conveniently, that's also the same size as a standard LEGO 32x32 stud baseplate. You see, LEGO and Minecraft were kind of just meant to be together. In addition to being our wool farm, this build also serves as a transition point between quite a few biomes. To ensure that everything lines up just right, I'll bring in some old familiar modules here. I do want this new build to be mostly flat though, providing a nice pasture for the sheep. The only terrain changes will be at the edges of the build to help blend the terrain, and then at the back, which will begin the base of the mountain. The mountain is truly going to be a project like no other. It's a long ways out yet, but at least I'll tease that it'll come along with a big, deep, dark expansion. But more on that next year. The sheep pen itself will feature a fenced-in border and also a smaller shelter which will house their food and water. I'm laying down the boundaries for those now so that they won't interfere with the terrain or the tiling later on. Now that those are done, I can continue building up the cliff in the back. Eventually, the player base will end up here behind this module. The wool farm very much serves as an extension of the base, and therefore they'll be built with a similar style in mind. To further connect the 2 modules, I'm adding a staircase to easily get between the farm and the base at the top of the cliff. Everything will become much clearer once we get that other module in. Hopefully the parts for that will arrive before the end of the year, but it's difficult to say for certain. You know how it is, LEGO's pick-a-brick service can be a bit unpredictable. Of course, sheep are notorious for chewing up all the grass, especially when you have them in a small area like this. I'll be adding in some regular dirt in the form of reddish-brown 2x2 tiles into the pen to simulate that. Ironically, I'm waiting on yet another pick-a-brick order too, one for a bunch of 2x2 green tiles, which I'm dangerously low on. Hopefully that comes before the end of the year too, or better yet, I suppose, before the end of this video. In the meantime, I'll make the pen's shelter. I'm basing the colors off the same ones I picked for the Hypixel main lobby many years ago. It's got a pretty special place in my heart, and after a lot of thinking, I decided that was gonna be the perfect style to go with for the player base. Up next is arguably the most important structural element of the build, and that's the pen itself. I'll start by laying down some wood planks with lanterns on top, and yes, I realize the sheep could escape, but you gotta trust me, my sheep are very well behaved. I'll be building a double wide fence gate, more similar to the official LEGO sets than game accurate. I like this approach because it can easily open and actually allow the sheep to travel to and from the pen. It honestly still looks pretty nice too. Fences have been pretty wildly inconsistent across the LEGO Minecraft world, let's be honest, but I think this clean look with the jumpers is definitely the most appropriate for the pen here, and is probably the most faithful to the in-game appearance. Let me know what you think though. And now my tiles have arrived. You know what that means? It's sweet tiling time. Now we'll finish off the green jumpers with our usual tall grass flower stem elements. The star of today's show though, of course, is the LEGO Minecraft sheep. The regular white-wooled sheep was introduced in 2014 with the farm set, part of the first minifigure scale wave of LEGO Minecraft sets. If you want to learn more about the early days, I've got a video documenting those first sets in great detail. That first white sheep has appeared in 8 sets altogether, with several different variants over the years, including a shearable version and even Minecraft Earth's horned sheep. This guy will be the first resident of the new pen. Back in 2017 though, the LEGO sheep scene changed forever with the addition of colored sheep. First, there was the light blue sheep introduced with the waterfall base, a fan favorite set even today, and then later on that year, the mountain cave gave us the black sheep, one of the most desirable LEGO Minecraft characters ever. Both these sheep colors are extremely rare. The light blue sheep, which is colored in LEGO's medium azure, is going to set you back at least $6, but the black sheep is an entirely different story. Assuming you're able to even find it at all, it's going to cost you around $70. I remain hopeful that they'll reintroduce the color again one day to hand the aftermarket a huge L. Our sheep pen really wouldn't be complete though without these two icons. Since 2017, LEGO has been on a mission to introduce all the sheep colors. It's been a slow process, don't get me wrong, but we're well on our way. 2018 Skeleton Attack gave us a red sheep, and 2019 brought about the yellow sheep in the wool farm. 2020 had some of the weakest Minecraft sets ever, like the Panda Nursery, Pillager Outpost, and the third crafting box. And to add insult to injury, it's been the only year since 2017 not to introduce a new sheep color. Yikes. Things did get back on track though with a purple sheep in the Rune Portal from 2021. We got the pink sheep in 2022's Llama Village, a cyan sheep in 2023's Crafting Box, and the magenta sheep snuck in at the end of the year too with the Animal Sanctuary set. The last and most recent addition to the lineup is the orange sheep included in this summer's Windmill Farm set. Altogether, it makes for a truly impressive flock. There's actually not too many more sheep colors that need to be made yet. We're missing only 6 colors: regular blue, green, lime green, brown, gray, and light gray. As long as the Minecraft theme continues on, I feel confident that we'll see all of them in due time. I've got one last fun surprise though. CEA Bricks has generously sent me a custom Technoblade minifigure to add to the world. Many of you have been asking for his inclusion here, so it really does work out quite perfectly. CEA Bricks does have the figure for sale on his website, and I'll drop a link to it in the description if you're interested. He's also sent along a Techno Pig, who we'll have to find a home for in a future episode. Let me know where you think I should include him. A huge thank you to CEA Bricks for sending these, they look fantastic. And there's one more last fun surprise. I had asked my members what this small little hidden cave should be used for, and they came up with a pretty genius idea. This is going to be our sheep laboratory, where a player is experimenting with some name tags. Did you know you can make upside down mobs by naming them Dinnerbone, or that you can make rainbow sheep with a Jeb name tag? I love these silly little Minecraft Easter eggs. Funnily enough, this sticker sheet here is from an official LEGO set. 2018's The Farm Cottage. It's one of only 2 Minecraft sets to include a sticker sheet. It even gives you a subtle reference to the Dinnerbone name tag trick with tags like dinner and bones included on the sheet. These stickers will be perfect for our little lab. I'll also be including the farmhand from the horse stable set here outside the pen. With some shears, she's a perfect fit. And speaking of perfect fit, the last step is to get everything added back to the larger world. If you look closely, you'll see it does leave one rather obnoxious little gap, but otherwise we're well on our way to cleaning up this colder side of the world. That small gap will likely just end up being a bit of plains anyway. That's going to be all for today's episode. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed our little sheep history lesson. Now earlier I had said that the mountain would be quite a long ways off, but circumstances would have it that instead it's actually going to be the next episode. And this one is truly going to be a module like no other. Unprecedented in its absurd size. Once upon a time, a weaker, more cowardly me would have split this build into 2 episodes, but not this time around. We'll be building out the entirety of the mountain come November 1st. Or perhaps, if you can't wait quite that long, consider supporting the series by becoming a channel member. Hundreds of fans have already seen this episode, and you can join in for only $2.99 a month. This project is entirely fan funded, and your support can help bring this insane build to completion. Even if you're unable to support the project financially, leaving a like can go a long way too. Thanks as always for tuning in, and I hope you have yourself a great life.